Hi, my name is Terry Carlson, and I'm the author of the Outdoor Adventures of Charlie and Kaylee series. I attended the pre-screening edition on April the 7th in Prince George. Molly said that I did a good job presenting, and I got a green sticker, which hopefully means go. But just in case, I'm asking you to please vote me onto the Dragon's Den so that I can talk to the dragons about the Outdoor Adventures of Charlie and Kaylee. Now, I tested the market by selling personally to schools in 100 Mile House, Williams Lake, Quesnel, and I touched into Prince George and Kelowna. They're being used in a grade 12 modified English class, a grade 5 classroom, as library books, learning resource material, and a part of the celebrated reading program in 100 Mile Junior Secondary. Now, my target markets, because I'm already in the schools, is the educational system, and that there are tons of literacy programs out there that could use my books as well. And according to the province newspaper a couple months back, it said that BC needed 20,000 more hunters. So what a better way than to educate the youth of today with the Outdoor Adventures of Charlie and Kaylee. Now, about the books. Charlie has bipolar disorder because he had an emotionally traumatic event happen to him in hunting fear, and that's what started the chemical imbalance. Now, through the Young Sportsman's Club, the reader learns wilderness survival tips. They learn a variety of ways of making fur and leather. The characters themselves, they watch hunting and fishing videos, and they target practice with either their bow and rifles. They also get to go on wilderness adventures. Now, these books teach good hunting ethics by peer pressure. They watch hunting videos with their parents before they go on each hunt. And they don't always keep what they catch. In book 4, neither harvest an animal because it's very hard to tell the difference between a male and female predator. Now, at the end of each book, there's non-fiction information about the animals. And the first 3 books have 10 questions to accompany them, so the other ones could do that as well. Now, we watch Charlie progressively worsen in how he denies his problem and doesn't take his prescribed medications like most unmedicated bipolars. Now, I touched lightly on what the full treatment program for bipolars is, which is doctor visits, psychologist visits, taking your prescribed medication, and counseling. Now, these are geared to the reluctant reader. They're less than 100 pages long, and it's going to be 20 books long about hunting, fishing, wilderness adventures, Young Sportsman's Club, and Charlie's personal battle with depression. Now, there are many funny events like stalking a porcupine and fishing contests, and I use my own personal hunting and fishing stories as a base of the story. I watch hunting and fishing videos for description, and I take notes while I'm hunting and fishing. And I have an imagination to find humor in playing hide and seek and camouflage with my nephews. I also create jokes to lighten the situation and harmless practical jokes, like when Charlie and Junior Hunters at Large wakes Dad up at 3 o'clock in the morning saying, "Dad, there's a 30-point buck in the yard!" And of course there isn't. In Hunting Fear, Kaylee goes to Grandma and Grandpa's, where she befriends a Galloway calf, which is black and white striped cow. And unfortunately there's a problem cougar that lives in the area, and it kills the calf. So Grandpa, Uncle Joseph, Mom, and Kaylee, they go and hunt the cougar down with hound dogs. Now, Charlie gets to go black bear hunting for the first time with Dad, and he becomes bored after several hours. And he stalks a porcupine that he thinks is a bear, and Dad takes the opportunity to tease him. Now, Charlie becomes more determined to shoot the next black bear that he sees because Dad comes out of the woods, and he couldn't find the bear that woofed at them. Now, Sarah, she's a Young Sportsman member, and she listens to Charlie and how he recounts his tale, and she gives him heck for not taking his time. Now, I'll never forget the year in my previous life when we went fishing every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday to fish for lake trout and catch one bigger than a friend of ours. So, of course, I had to write about it. Now, Kaylee, she goes on a wilderness adventure with her group, and this book is more of a comedy and dedicated to her, and we get to see them interact with Nanny and Papa at their weekend lot. Now, Junior Hunters at Large is the first book I wrote, so it's shorter than the rest and more content may be needed. But anyways, Charlie goes elk hunting with Dad, and we watch Kaylee try to shoot a bigger mule deer than Charlie using a camo doghouse tent with Mom. So in It's So Hard to Tell, we watch an excited Charlie track down several lynx but doesn't harvest one because of Sarah and how important it is to tell the difference between the male and female. And Kaylee, she gets frustrated trying to tell the difference between male and female grizzlies that she doesn't harvest one either. So all you have to do is close the door on these books, which is illustrate them and decide on a print run. Thank you.